Coming up on ABC, World at Noon. Then Lateline looks at whether trade unions are still relevant. At 1 o'clock, James Halliday discusses wine equalisation tax as the guest at the National Press Club. Then it's Parliament question time from the House of Representatives. Our children's programmes begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sesame Street. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Tonight at 8,
Look at this. What could you do with that?
we're off to Thailand with Master Chef Rick Stein as he entertains the locals.
They're called rat's ears. Rat ears. See? Squeak, squeak, squeak.
He'll throw a prawn on the barbie,
They're about this big. I'm not joking if you pull them out like that.
and he's discovering some new ingredients.
You know, I was a little bit reluctant to try it first of all, but it's delicious.
Rick Stein's Seafood Odyssey, tonight at 8 on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC. Following Rick Stein's Seafood Odyssey, The Planets examines the weird and wonderful weather systems throughout the solar system. The establishment visits one of the most famous newspapers in the world to meet the editor of The Times. Then a mutant monster terrorizes the crew on Red Dwarf before Lateline looks at why saying sorry matters. That's tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin this morning on ABC with Shape, 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 before Numbers Count looks at different number systems. Naturally Australia explores one of the greatest sand dune deserts in the world, the Simpson, followed by Picture This. The maths program tackles real-life problems. Then The Living Landscape looks at minimising the human impact on ecosystems, before Place and People. Enjoy your morning with ABC. Stay with us. Coming up on ABC, the latest news in World at Noon. Then Lateline looks at why saying sorry matters. At 1 o'clock, the drama of Dr. Finlay continues in the small Scottish town of Tannock Bray, before Parliament question time from the Senate. Our children's programmes begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sesame Street. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
ABC's Quantum returns with a new series. Tonight, witness the first tests on one of Australia's prize Egyptian mummies.
Oh, this is a good... Okay, now this all blood goes. Now that looks like optic nerves.
And the substance that'll put the spring back into skin. ABC's Quantum returns tonight at 8.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following Quantum, Raising the Rafters, the story of the family of tennis star Pat Rafter on Australian Story. Then Peter Berner gets to the heart of current issues on BackBerner, before the conclusion to Hostage. Lateline talks with Booker Prize-winning author Arundhati Roy. Then enjoy the music of The Next, performing in Studio 22 tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin today on ABC with a visit to Mathica's Mathshop. Then Rigole Co shows a fun way to learn French, before Natural Inventions. The properties of plastics and polymers are studied with the scientific eye, before Inside Out looks at the use of language in theatre productions. Then we examine Pentecostalism on Worlds of Faith, followed by Perspective. Enjoy your viewing on ABC. Coming up on ABC, World at Noon, followed by Lateline. Foreign Correspondent reports from Mexico, where just walking the streets is a security risk, and visits the world's biggest dam and hydroelectric project in China, before a local cabbie offers to help catch a drug pusher on the bill. Then our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock with Sesame Street. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Tonight on the McAuliffe program.
I think we've got a reasonably okay show tonight.
Someone we all know makes a sea change.
Thanks, Dracula.
Actually, Joanne, the name is pronounced Dracula.
We'll have Miss Nude Australia and some other tantalising tidbits.
I'm all out of love and so lost without you.
It's all in the McAuliffe program tonight at 8.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following the McAuliffe program, DL is caught in the middle of an armed siege involving a Falklands veteran on DL and Pascoe. Before Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher. Forensic pathologist Sam Ryan is determined to find the murderer of a young girl on Silent Witness. Then enjoy the music and mayhem of the 10:30 slot. That's tonight on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following Sea Change, the drama of births, marriages and deaths continues, with Alan becoming increasingly paranoid. Then we experience the demanding lifestyle of the Royal Ballet's prima ballerina, Darcy Bustle. Before, one of the most creative and visionary thinkers of our times, John Ralston Saul, discusses what makes a good citizen on Compass. Enjoy your viewing on ABC. Our education programs begin this morning with a look at recycling on For the Juniors. Following Seahouse, Here's the Beat promotes an appreciation of music. Then Geographical Eye looks at the impact of flooding and the attempts to minimise future flooding. Living Australia examines land degradation problems faced by farmers. Before Taking Care of Business deals with office administration. Enjoy your morning with ABC. Coming up on ABC, the latest news in World at Noon. At 12:30, Quantum reveals the mystery of an Egyptian mummy and reports on the amazing all-male Yabby. Then Landline brings us the best of Australia's country music talent from the Gympie Muster. Before Parliament Question Time from the Senate. Our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock with Sesame Street. Enjoy your afternoon with ABC.
This place is never going to take off.
Unless someone makes some changes.
A beautiful place deserves a beautiful name.
And guess who that someone is?
How does Pelican Sands grab you?
David Williamson's Dog's Head Bay, tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following Dog's Head Bay, Four Corners investigates the threat to the Tasmanian fishing fleet from poachers and the efforts to stop them. Before Media Watch, the art show looks at Queensland art being inspired by the tourism dollar and explores the shadowy world of crime fiction. Then Richard Glover speaks with filmmaker David Caesar on Two Shot. Enjoy your evening with ABC. Our education programs begin this morning with Shape, 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 before Numbers Count looks at different number systems. The India file focuses on the village life of this unique culture, followed by Many Nations, One People. The Australian Experience examines Aboriginal history, before Australians profiles the Tasmanian Aborigine Truganini. Then Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Enjoy your morning with ABC. Coming up on ABC, The World at Noon. Then Australian Story profiles the family of tennis star Pat Rafter in Raising the Rafters. At 1 o'clock, Richard Butler, former executive chairman of UNSCOM, is the guest at the National Press Club, followed by Parliament Question Time from the House of Representatives. Our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock with Sesame Street. Enjoy your afternoon with ABC.
On Foreign Correspondent, as East Timor votes on its future, an ugly and still unresolved bloodstain on the past.
We've daubed our house with the word Australia in red and the Australian flag.
Jonathan Holmes and the real story of the Balibo Five.
Now he wants to tell that story to the world. He revealed that he was a direct eyewitness to the killing of the Balibo Five.
A special encore screening of a powerful, award-winning report. Tonight, 9:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, football fever strikes Sun Hill, and a father's hopes for his son's future are misplaced on the bill. Inside Story, Eyewitness, the art of George Gittoes, profiles this social realist painter during a 4-month visit to China, followed by Foreign Correspondent. Then Lateline looks at the dangers our planet faces from asteroids. That's tonight on ABC.
We are searching the planets for signs of life. But will we find little green men or little green microbes?
Mars, too, was a place where life could have begun.
As far back as we can go, 3.9 billion years ago, there is evidence of life.
We now know that pieces of Mars have been raining down on Earth for billions of years. Could life have once traveled with them?
Life on the Planets, tonight, 8:30.
Tonight on ABC, following Rick Stein's Seafood Odyssey, The Planets examines how life began on Earth and whether we're alone in the universe. The final episode of The Establishment delves into the British art world, before Rimmer and Lister swap bodies on Red Dwarf. Then, with the Olympics only a year away, Lateline looks at whether sport has lost touch with its values. That's tonight on ABC.
Quantum brings the world of science to your living room. Tonight, the fossils putting global focus on a tiny piece of Western Australia.
It would be very difficult to understand how it could have formed by any mechanism other than a biological one.
And the technology moving data at light speed. Don't miss Quantum, tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following Quantum, pianist Roger Woodward rediscovers his family in a small country town, an Australian story. Then Peter Berner gets to the heart of current issues on BackBerner, before a remarkable story that brought hope to millions on The Babymakers. At 10:25, ABC News will have special coverage of the press conference with aid workers Steve Pratt and Peter Wallace in place of Lateline. That's tonight on ABC. Coming up tonight on ABC, following Sea Change, the drama of births, marriages and deaths concludes with some disturbing loose ends being tied up. Then Caruso for All, the story of the gramophone, uncovers the fascinating history of the recording industry, before Compass investigates some unfinished business as South African Joe Seremane searches for answers about the death of his brother. That's tonight on ABC.
There's trouble afoot,
I'll get Alex onto it straight away.
and the locals smell a rat.
Why is Alex Santorini talking to Grace?
But just who's doing who?
Did you know that my dad just wrote your dad a cheque for 25 grand?
Dog's Head Bay, tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following Dog's Head Bay, Four Corners investigates polygamy with a compelling insight into the daily rituals. Before Media Watch, The Art Show discovers the art of the everyday, talks with poet Les Murray, and looks at the ever-increasing popularity of gospel music. Then Fran Kelly speaks with Aboriginal activist Pat Dodson on Two Shot. Enjoy your evening with ABC. Our education programs begin this morning with Shape, 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 before Numbers Count looks at different number systems. The India file focuses on the arts and crafts of this unique culture, followed by Many Nations, One People. The Australian experience examines the push for immigration after the Second World War, before Australians. Then Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Enjoy your morning with ABC.
On Foreign Correspondent.
We're going down again, Elliot.
Yeah, what's that meant?
Down
The trouble with gold.
Now, I'm afraid to say, and it's grim to say, but death will be the result.
The world's biggest producer, down for the count.
We are talking about the nation which will be devastated.
And in Bombay, girls who just want to have fun.
Cavorting with eunuchs is not going to look good on my police record.
That's Foreign Correspondent, tonight, 9:30.
Tonight on ABC, on his first solo outing, young Luke falls for a pretty face on the bill. Following the announcement of the most popular love poem, Inside Story, Conversations with a Dead Poet explores the gritty urban poetry set with a profile of John Forbes, before Foreign Correspondent. Then Lateline has the latest on the crisis in East Timor. That's tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin today on ABC with a trip to Mathica's Mathshop. Then the club shows a fun way to learn to speak French. At 10:30, the Acme School of Stuff explains some everyday technology before Australians. Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Then we profile the life and work of poet William Wordsworth. Enjoy your viewing this morning on ABC.
this is where we live, on a blue dot.
The universe is always changing. One day, life on Earth will be impossible.
The Earth is in some sense halfway through its lifetime. We're living on a middle-aged planet.
Our survival will depend on finding somewhere else to live.
There are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth.
We're discovering about a planet every month. I expect that to continue for the next few years.
The final episode of The Planets, tonight, 8:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, Rick Stein shows his mastery over seafood one last time, followed by the final episode of The Planets. Then enjoy a sneak preview of the comedy series Dinnerladies, starring Victoria Wood, before Crichton develops photographs the crew can actually walk into on Red Dwarf. Then Lateline looks at the power struggle inside Indonesia over East Timor. That's tonight on ABC.
Tonight on Quantum, tackling a form of degenerative blindness which affects over 5,000 Australians.
It's a breakdown in the control of oxygen levels in the outer half of the retina.
And the smart blimps helping to launch a new wave in satellite technology. The future's on Quantum, tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following Quantum, Australian Story features the Kennys, Australia's first family of surf lifesaving. Then Peter Berner gets to the heart of current issues on BackBerner, before the remarkable story of a team that brought hope to millions on the Baby Makers. Lateline considers the latest situation in East Timor as the crisis deepens. Then Pete Wells performs in Studio 22, tonight on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following the Micallef programme, the detectives are faced with the discovery of two bodies in a special movie length, DL and Pascoe, before Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher. Forensic pathologist Sam Ryan continues to uncover links to the occult in her investigation on Silent Witness. Then Dylan Lewis manages the music and mayhem of the 10:30 slot. That's tonight on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following Sea Change, Robert Downey Jr., Sam Neill, Meg Ryan and Hugh Grant star in the lavish Academy Award-winning Restoration, set in the court of King Charles, where seduction and power came at a price. Then Compass investigates the Millennium cults and prophecies of doom surrounding the approach of the year 2000. How accurate are the predictions? Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Tonight on ABC, the thought of divorce is threatening on Dog's Head Bay. Four Corners investigates how we became the guinea pigs in the brave new world of genetically modified food. Before Media Watch, the art show examines our abundance of festivals and Noosa playing host to the stars. Then Jill Singer speaks with football legend Ron Barassi on Two Shot. Enjoy your evening with ABC. It's that special time of year again.
As a 12-year-old kid, it was a dream that I had.
It's a time when anything can happen.
I just like competing in big things.
The Grafton Jacaranda Festival.
Running for Jacaranda Queen really is quite daunting. There are secret judges in the town spying on you, deciding whether you would make the best ambassador for Grafton.
They've worked hard, they've trained hard, and now it's time to face the Purple Haze. Tonight at 8:30 on ABC.
Tonight on ABC, gossip is flying around the station when Luke's mother is brought in for questioning on the bill. Following our inside story, Purple Haze, foreign correspondent reports on the split between the fundamentalist hardliners in Iran and the reformers who want an open, modern democracy. Then Lateline looks at what our troops will face in East Timor. That's tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin today on ABC with a trip to Mathica's Mathshop. Then the club shows a fun way to learn to speak French. At 10:30, the Acme School of Staff explains some everyday technology before Australians. Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Then Hallo aus Berlin offers a lesson in German before we explore the creative process on Art Zone. Enjoy your morning on ABC.
flavours, different tastes. It's good to find out about them.
She's one of our most popular chefs and her books are bestsellers. Now, Stephanie Alexander is coming to television.
I don't think it hurts for a cook to see chooks in their feathers or hair in its fur.
It's a journey across Australian food for everyone who loves eating.
We're a bit scared of these, we'd have to say.
Meet the growers, see the country, taste the produce.
The test.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The best food in the world, done simply and with love.
Do you think it's tough?
It's tough living this life.
You're invited to a shared table with Stephanie Alexander. Starts tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following a shared table, Hey Mr. Producer celebrates the career of theatrical producer Cameron McIntosh with excerpts from his hit shows performed by an all-star cast. Crichton reaches his expiry date and the crew plan the best night of his life on Red Dwarf. Then Lateline discusses the wreath reforms. Will they work or will they promote industrial unrest? That's tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin this morning on ABC with a story about the giant's tooth on Bookbug. Before Numbers Count looks at different number systems. Benin, an African kingdom, examines the preparations for a birthday celebration, followed by animal life. Willkommen offers a lesson in German, then The Living Landscape looks at minimizing the human impact on ecosystems, before Place and People. Enjoy your morning with ABC. Coming up on ABC, the latest news in World at Noon, followed by Lateline. At 1 o'clock, the drama of Dr. Finlay continues in the small Scottish town of Tannock Brae. Then detectives and uniformed police officers compete against each other to solve the most crimes on the bill. Our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sesame Street. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Tonight on ABC's Quantum, cyber warfare. Is Australia vulnerable to an enemy attack on our main computing systems?
The distribution of electricity to the entire eastern seaboard of Australia would be affected.
And the good oil. How a Mediterranean diet could reduce your risk of heart disease. That's Quantum tonight at 8.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following Quantum, Australian story meets a doctor on the front line. The surgeon turned soldier, ready for Timor. Then Peter Berner gets to the heart of current issues on BackBerner before the final episode of The Baby Makers. On Lateline, more Australian women are choosing caesarean births, but what are the risks? Then Warako Musica performs in Studio 22. That's tonight on ABC.
Ever since my critically tolerated first series.
The most improved returning series of the year.
I don't know if I'm that good.
A bloke accountant on acid.
Sorry, I completely forgot where I was.
Start the weekend with something sideways.
Today's annual claustrophobics picnic.
The Macala program, tonight at 8 on ABC. Tonight on ABC, following the Macala program, DL becomes the unwitting guest in a country house where all is not as it seems. In a movie length, DL and Pascoe. Before Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher. Forensic pathologist Sam Ryan investigates the death of a young man in police custody on Silent Witness. Then Dylan Lewis manages the music and mayhem of the 10:30 slot. That's tonight on ABC.
Tonight on ABC, following the special address to the nation by the Prime Minister and Sea Change, the extraordinary story of a tormented king. He was all-powerful, all-knowing, but not quite all there. Nigel Hawthorne, Helen Mirren and Ian Holmes star in The Madness of King George. Then Compass examines the changing role of missionaries in our global society. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
Next on Four Corners, the calculation behind the chaos in East Timor.
Four Corners, tonight at 8:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, despite the opinion of the locals, Vicky decides the town needs a facelift on Dogs Head Bay. Following Four Corners and Media Watch, The art show examines what's being done to fix the planning and architectural disasters of Sydney. Then Sarah MacDonald speaks with the international lawyer Jason Yat-Sen-Lee on Two Shot. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
The architect has, by definition, a very important job.
Renzo Piano, one of this century's premier architects, is in Sydney building an extraordinary new tower.
Not far away from the Sydney Opera House, that is a very gentle creature sitting there.
What motivates and inspires this master craftsman?
Once you have a strict discipline, then you may enjoy breaking the discipline.
Renzo Piano, piece by piece, tonight, 8:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, chasing a thief on a motorcycle tests the skill of Sun Hill's finest on the bill. Following our inside story, Renzo Piano, foreign correspondent, reports on phony Vietnam veterans being uncovered in the US. Then Lateline examines the government's review of business tax, what it will mean for big business and the ordinary taxpayer. That's tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin today on ABC with a trip to Mathica's Mathshop. Then the club shows a fun way to learn to speak French. At 10:30, the Acme School of Staff explains some everyday technology before Australians. Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Then Hallo aus Berlin offers a lesson in German before we explore the creative process on Art Zone. Enjoy your morning on ABC.
Tonight, Stephanie Alexander does a sumptuous beach barbecue on South Australia's Kangaroo Island, where the fishermen deliver.
Got meals on wheels, only not quite.
The cockles make you dance.
There's even a live crab in here.
The hens are the happiest in the world.
Now, these chooks look absolutely marvellous.
And the lobsters are pure heaven.
And, of course, the real aficionados fight for the claws.
Take your place at a shared table with Stephanie Alexander, tonight at 8 on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following a shared table, we enjoy the superb talents of the 4 finalists in the prestigious Symphony Australia Young Performers Awards. Then experience the genius of one of the greats of jazz, Thelonious Monk, on Jazz Heroes. Before Lateline looks at whether schools are the best way of preparing our children for the future. That's tonight on ABC.
Tonight on Quantum, how life-saving body organs are being grown in the lab.
Our goal is to be able to have a heart ready for clinical testing about a decade from now.
And the questions raised.
What if people want a Michael Jordan heart?
A special report on building spare parts. Quantum, tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following Quantum, Australian Story features the David and Goliath fight to save a footy team. Before Peter Berner gets to the heart of current issues on BackBerner. Then Station X shows the efforts to counter the German Enigma encoding machine. Lateline discusses globalization, what are the costs and benefits. Then the Dirty Three perform in Studio 22. That's tonight on ABC.
Are you guys related at all or have anything to do with St John's wort?
He's the man of 1,000 faces.
It was extremely immature.
All of them startling and appearing tonight at 8.
Couldn't have planned it better, really.
Stay in for the McAuliffe program, right here on ABC.
Tonight on ABC, following the McAuliffe program, Peter and his wife are devastated by a gruesome discovery while visiting old friends in a movie link, DL and Pascoe. Before Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher. Forensic pathologist Sam Ryan falls out with the police when she fails to toe the line on Silent Witness. Then Dylan Lewis manages the music and mayhem of the 10:30 slot. That's tonight on ABC.